Hey guys, I'm Randy.
And I'm Daniel.
We're two lifelong friends and musicians, but when we're not playing gigs, we like to talk games.
And today on the Gaming Gig Podcast, we're recapping Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Games Showcase.
Well guys, welcome to the Gaming Gig Podcast. If you're new around here, this is a kind of like viewer-driven podcast. What we do is we put out polls about gaming news on the main Gaming Gig channel. And then we read and react to the comments as well as the polls. And we basically just use you guys as a jumping off point for the conversation.
That's right. We jump off of you. And that's how we make a podcast. Anyway, Randy, did you hear about this Summer Game Fest thing? I always call it Summer Games Fest. I think everybody does.
But it is Summer Game Fest. And it took me like multiple years to change my vernacular about it, but this year I've been really good.
I've been better this year.
Tough.
I think it's kind of a bad name.
I think it is too.
Why
I think it
can't
should
it
be
be plural?
summer because it's games, not one game.
It's games.
It's games. Yeah.
Or call it Summer Gaming Fest or something like, the Summer of Gamers Fest. I don't know, man.
All great
Jeff,
ideas. Jeff, listen to Danny. He's got some ideas here.
I love your shoes, but how did that make it past quality control, buddy?
So we put out a poll, but before we go over the poll about what people thought about Summer Game Fest, I want to know what you thought, and we'll go into what I thought as well. Our initial impressions of the event. What'd you think?
I had fun.
You did?
I had fun. I always have fun when we stream things.
Yes.
So I think that helps color. As I said on the for the State of Play.
Yes.
When we stream things, I think it kind of colors my opinion of the event because I enjoy streaming. So my gut reaction is that I gave Summer Game Fest a B.
Oh, if you were to give it a grade, gave it a B.
Yeah, if I were to give it a grade, I gave it a B. There were some games that I thought were cool. There were a lot of games I didn't care much about, but I had a good time anyway since we were live. One game in particular we'll get to a little later really kind of resonated with me, and I'm not the only one. But I think that's vague enough. Randy, what did you think about Summer Game Fest?
I think that the event itself was actually significantly improved over previous Summer Game Fest and improved over like the Game Awards. It was 2 hours, which still is kind of long.
Yeah.
But it was much better paced. There were fewer ads, it felt. And
definitely felt better than the Game Awards.
I really liked that they started things off. Like Jeff came out at the very beginning and addressed that this has been a pretty crappy year for gaming, a lot of layoffs and stuff like that. He got a lot of crap for not doing that at the Game Awards. He didn't mention that at all. But he started things off with this. And I felt like what he said was, like fair. And I'm glad he did that. I think that if he hadn't done that, he would have obviously just got a bunch of crap again.
Yeah.
So I was impressed with that, and I was impressed with the event in general. That being said, there weren't a whole lot of games, with some exceptions. There weren't a whole lot of games that I was like, yeah, this is awesome. But there were some stuff that I was genuinely impressed with.
Yeah, same here. But we asked the Gaming Gig Faithful, Gaming Gig Faithful.
There you go.
What did you think of Summer Game Fest? And if you had to give it a letter grade, what would you give it? Randy, hit us with the results.
Yeah, 4% of people gave it an A, super low. 20% of people gave it a B. Most people, 58%, gave it a C. And then 17% of people gave it an F. So mostly C's. Not
many people gave it an A, did they?
No, very few people gave it an A.
Yeah, that's no good. 4% of 1,000 votes. By my math, that's 40.
Yeah, not many people giving it an A. And, I personally, if I were to give it a grade, I think I'm kind of torn between B or C. I think that the event was better. Games, with a few exceptions, weren't great, like I said. So, I don't know. If you forced me to pick, I would maybe lean towards C more than B, personally. Just because these things are all about the games, right?
Right. Well, no, but they should be.
They should be. They should be all about the
games.
Game
Awards especially is not all about the games.
And it's just kind of a slow year.
It is. It's a very slow year. And, I knew I might kind of be I would say B minus. I wouldn't give it. I would say for me, it barely made it into B territory.
Okay. I would maybe lean towards C plus, maybe.
Okay.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
But we have some comments here on this, so let's go right into it. We have our first one from Drip Get a Blue.
Drip Jita.
Drip Jita, like Vegeta.
Like
See, I didn't play on it, but now that I see their profile picture, it makes more sense. Who said Sparking Zero, of course, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Phantom Blade Zero, a Killer Bean game, Monster Hunter Wild, Street Fighter 6 DLC, Black Myth Wukong. Like, how TF is Summer Game Fest getting hate?
How the frick?
How the foretold?
Yeah. Also, how do we say this Sonic and Shadow game? I think it might be Sonic Cross Shadow.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably Sonic Cross Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were some really cool stuff. Out of this list that old Drip Jita put on here, I would say, the Killer Bean game was cool.
Yeah, we want to go ahead and talk about Killer Bean?
Sure, let's talk about Killer Bean.
Killer Bean was the game that moved me.
It was the one that moved you.
I'm 100% going to play that game. It looks so fun.
It looks super fun.
I'm not a shooter guy, but when I can find a game that has shooter elements but doesn't take it too seriously, I'm kind of attracted to it, And I'm telling you what, I'm attracted to Killer Bean.
You heard it here, guys.
Daniel's it's a single developer. That's super cool.
Yeah, one person. But I love, like we saw recently Animal Well from one person. And amazing game. It just shows, like Jeff said in Summer Game Fest, because there's been so much turmoil in the AAA gaming world, it has really kind of opened up this platform for single developers or small teams to come in and have games that are huge. And so right now, I think we are on the cusp of an indie wave. It feels that way. And
we're on the cusp.
We're on the cusp.
You don't think it's already hit?
Well, maybe it's already hit. You might be right. No, I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
But it seems like this year is the year of indies.
It does.
And I'm super all about it.
I think it's awesome with games like Animal Well and then Hades 2 getting its early access. And it's going to be, I mean, it already is great. That's why I think it already hit.
Balatro.
Oh my God. Balatro, that game is still, that game's still got its hooks in people.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I saw news that Balatro was getting a physical release.
Really?
Yep.
That's very cool.
So that's going to be cool. Another game that's getting physical release is Alan Wake 2. We'll talk about that more later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go to our next comment here. We have from Chris.
Chris Artis, yeah. So I put this in here because I thought it was funny how remarkable their lists, how remarkably similar their lists were. So Chris said, be honest. Majority of the games I was excited about: Sonic Cross Shadow, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Killer Bean, Monster Hunter Wilds, King of Fighters, and SF6 were the games I already knew about, just getting release dates and time frames. Only one new reveal that had me want to look into it. The Devolver show made me want to try a lot of games, I will say. So I know that neither one of us have had a chance to watch the Devolver showcase yet.
No, we've been too busy.
But I'm going to watch it. I did not have a single moment yesterday, so it just couldn't be done. But I'm going to watch it. I'm very interested in that. I did see that I think they're giving Cult of the Lamb DLC or something like that. There's some Cult of the Lamb announcement. Yeah, because that's as far as I got into the showcase. Oh, it's a free update. Nice. And it's getting couch co-op. Randy, this is your time to play Cult of the Lamb.
That's exactly what it is. That's exciting because I think games like that are probably great in couch co-op, I would imagine.
I think it would be.
From what you've told me about that game, I think it would be wonderful.
You won't be able to join friends online. You will be able to buddy up via couch co-op as you crusade through dungeons, slay heretics, build your cult, and seek new powers.
That's awesome. That's actually really exciting to me because I've wanted to try that game, and that gives me just one extra reason to try it. Now I can play it with my wife.
Yeah, that's very cool. You should definitely do that. Yeah, I think Catherine will think that game's funny too.
Next, we got Mini Slayer, who says, I think better than last year. I agree there. The pacing wasn't a slug. I like the fact that they admitted that the AAA segment is sad and independent developers are cooking good, but still nothing flabbergasting, really. Dude, Mini Slayer, me and you are on the same page, I have to say.
Yeah. Hey, is this your alt account?
Apparently, it seems that way. We are like one and the same. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, though. I mean, it was better than last year. It didn't suck, and Jeff came out and said AAA is kind of lacking, so I like that.
And, no, there wasn't anything that really had me flabbergasted, except maybe one thing, one or two things. And let's talk about what games were shown, because I think the strongest segment of the Summer Game Fest this year by far was the opening segment of the thing, like the opening number of games they showed.
Okay.
They started off really strong. I think
by the way, I don't know that this list is in order of the presentation, but I know the first one is.
The first one is for sure, and we can talk about that. So the very first game they showed, they started off with Lego Horizon Adventures, which is a Horizon game, but it's Lego-ified. It's like a Lego version of the Horizon game.
That's so weird to me.
It
makes sense though. Like the dinos being robots and all that, like lends itself really well to Lego. So I think it looks cool, but it's so weird to me.
Yeah, it's super weird to me for a number of reasons. One, I want to say I'm very excited about this game because I like the Horizon games. I like the Lego games. I know you're not a big fan of them, but I like them.
They just don't hook me.
Yeah, I like them quite a bit. They're fun and co-op, and that's the reason I like them, because me and Catherine play them together.
Right.
But this is weird to me and cool for a couple of reasons. One, that it's going to not be a PlayStation exclusive. It's not just PlayStation PC. It's also going to Switch.
Yeah, Steam, Epic, Switch, and PS5.
No Xbox version, though.
Nope.
But it's going to Switch, which means we're going to see a PlayStation IP that has never been off of PS5 or PlayStation except for PC. Is going to be on Nintendo hardware. That's weird to me.
That is super weird.
But it's happening.
Is it going to have the PlayStation Studios logo?
It's going to have Gorilla for sure. Probably PlayStation Studios, because I don't know who it's being published by.
Because that'd be crazy to see that pop up on your Switch.
Super weird. Well, I mean, we've already had it with the MLB, the show.
Oh, yeah.
So this isn't the first game that this has happened with, but it's still very weird.
Who plays the show? I love baseball, but who plays the show? Honestly, I would if I had it.
I think that game is on Switch too. I think MLB The Show is on Switch and it's everywhere. But so that is strange to me. You brought up when we talked about this initially, you said you thought this was the first time that they had done a like licensed property game that wasn't like a movie or comic book thing, you know? And
it seems that way.
It seems that way. I
didn't do any research.
I had a comment point out to me that no, it's not the very first one. Like they've done Lego Rock Band, which is basically Rock Band with a Lego skin. So maybe that doesn't completely count. They've also done Lego Fortnite, which is within Fortnite. So it also kind of doesn't count.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same thing.
Neither of them are the same exact thing. So this is kind of like the first standalone Lego game that is like a traditional Lego game. That is based on another game. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, we got inklings of this through like the fact that they were releasing Horizon sets, right? Like
they released one 2 years ago. They released, well, I don't know if it was quite 2 years ago, but when Horizon Zero Dawn came out, like around its launch period, maybe a little before, we got a Lego set based on the tall neck.
Which means Lego Zelda confirmed. Because we have the Lego Deku Tree.
We have the Lego. We've had Lego Mario stuff forever now, but we just recently got the Lego Zelda thing. And you're 100% right that this could mean like they have all the cooperation between Nintendo and Legos there, so it could happen because we saw the cooperation between Lego and Sony, and like I wouldn't have thought 2 years ago when we got that Lego set, but like this is the first like hint that there's something more deep and like more meaningful going on behind the scenes.
Right.
And it's creating this.
That's exactly what it means. 100%. Zelda, it's coming. Lego Zelda.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You heard it here first.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be surprised if it made it off of Nintendo hardware.
I would be
if they do release
it.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I'm just doubling down. I see what you're saying. That would be, I don't think it'll be off Nintendo hardware, which maybe won't happen.
Right, and that might be it, because I know that like Lego games have huge, broad appeal.
Yeah.
And generally they are like cross-platform; they're everywhere. So I don't know, but I'm surprised that we saw here PlayStation apparently was cool with putting this game on Switch. I'm sure it took a little bit of talk. You know, probably Lego's probably like, look, we're only going to do it if you allow us to put it on what is, you know, the most common console right now. You know, in people's homes is going to be the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, but I don't see Lego being like, okay, we're cool with it only being there.
Yeah, you might be right. Especially now that we're at the end of its life.
How crazy would that be to see a Zelda anything on a PlayStation?
That's not going to happen. And you might be right. That's maybe why we're not going to see it.
Yeah. Okay. I've backtracked. It's not confirmed. It's merely a pop dream. Next up, we had Quidditch Champions, which is described by Coyote as a more complex Rocket League with wizards on sticks.
Yeah, it's like I play tested this game. I want to say like a year, maybe over a year ago.
Yeah, I got the code to play test it, and I just never got around to doing it.
It was like
I think Dan did too. Dan played it.
yeah. It was like Rocket League a little bit. It kind of reminded me of Rocket League, but it's obviously a little more complex. It's got more like defined roles and that you play. It was interesting. I wouldn't say I'm super excited about it, but I will be willing to try it again potentially, depending on what the pricing things like, because it's set up like a free to play game like Rocket League.
Right.
Will it be free to play? I don't know. I don't know if they've announced anything about it, but I kind of doubt it.
All right. Next up, we had No More Room in Hell, which comes out in early access on Halloween. It's a horror shoot the monster thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I don't remember much about it. It didn't leave a giant impression on me.
Nope.
We got another trailer for Star Wars Outlaws, and this was the trailer that they needed to convince you to play the game with.
Yeah, they lost me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws, that's a pass for me unless something just crazy comes out. I just care too much about the franchise to entertain this bullshittery.
I don't know that it's really that. I think you're being a little dramatic, but to me, it looks like it could be a fairly competent open world adventure game that is set in the Star Wars universe. I don't know where 100% of the hate's coming from, besides just a general hatred towards modern Star Wars things. Yeah, so that's what brings that.
Well,
and Ubisoft.
It's mainly Ubisoft.
Okay, it's a combination.
A hatred towards modern Star Wars things. That's not a fair way to describe me, Randy. I love Star Wars so much, and I'm not going to talk about, maybe some current Star Wars drama that is circulating on the interwebs.
It has nothing to do with Star Wars Outlaws, though.
No, exactly. It has nothing to do with Star Wars Outlaws. But I am beginning to sour a little on modern Star Wars. That is true. And then when you couple in Ubisoft and the fact that they've already released their monetization strategy and it's icky, yeah. I'm just real sour on it. And am I being dramatic? No. I'm being real. I can't remember the last time I played something up for drama.
Never. You would never do that. We got an announcement of Civilization 7, which is coming next year. We have a comment here from T-Boss.
Yeah, old T-Boss95 said, while some good games were announced, and I was personally hyped for Civ 7, it was devoid of Silk Song, so I'm sad. I thought that was funny because I love the Silk Song, Hold On tours. I love it.
At this point, I think Silk Song is just never happening.
Silk Song has gone the way of Metroid Prime 4, I'm afraid.
It feels that way.
Yeah.
But going back to Civ 7, the trailer they showed was like a nothing trailer.
Oh, it was nothing.
It was just like a hype you up.
We got to hear from the man himself, though.
We did.
Old Mr. Myers.
Old Mr. Myers himself. That was cool. But it was a nothing trailer.
It was.
I mean, come on now. Pretty much if you're a fan of Civilization, you know what you're in for. You know what you're going to get.
Exactly. So. And it's, Civilization's like the story of human history. It ain't changing. It's not like, it's the same story every time you hear it. So, I mean, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get some updated mechanics and you're going to love it.
We got a trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which we've gotten probably...
We got a release date.
A release date, October 11th.
Yes, that was new.
We've had 5,000 trailers for this game. But that being said, it looks fun.
It looks fun. I mean, it's got Dragon Ball stuff in it, and I like that.
I do too. I mean, I'm kind of torn that we're going to be getting another game where you play through the events of the whole Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super stuff.
Do we really know that?
I mean, we saw...
Do we know?
We saw Goku fighting Frieza on Namek as it's about to explode. So I don't know.
Spoilers, but...
it kind of feels that way.
Listen, what do you want him to do? Change the story?
No. I mean, no, but I mean, at the same time, we know it can be done other ways. You brought up when we were watching this trailer,
Fighters.
You brought up Fighters, which has a unique story for the game.
It's got a 100% original story, and it introduced a new android that has been canonized.
There you go. See, it can be done other ways. I just think like, I happen to be playing through Kakarot right now, which is just a retelling of the entire like Dragon Ball Z stuff. And I'm like, I've just played a game where I got to re-experience that story. So it's like, if this game is, the story mode is just going to be re-experiencing the Dragon Ball story again, it all comes down to the gameplay at that point because the story isn't captivating to me any longer.
Wow.
I enjoy it.
Wow.
I enjoy it.
Landon, get him.
It's been told and told and told. You know what I mean?
You're saying that same old tired Dragon Ball story, let me tell you. Never mind the fact that you are literally in the year that we lost Akira Toriyama, and here you are shitting on his work.
Okay.
Get this man. Boo this man.
You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean, okay? I'm not crap. I love Dragon Ball.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying.
Okay, buddy. You don't want to get this game and like min-max it with me and sweat it out and just be like ass kickers?
You know that is never going to happen. Like, you might be great at this game. I will be crap at this game, and we all know it. But
why is that, Randy?
Because I don't think I have the...
Why does that have to be the case?
Why do I have to be crap at the game?
Yeah.
Because I don't have the... dexterity that you do, maybe the mental capacity to be good at video games. I don't have it.
That can't be true, man. You play so many games.
I do.
It is such a bizarre I'm glad we touched on it. It is such a bizarre thing about Randy. He plays more games than anybody I know, but
not good at them.
He's not great at them. He's really not. And
I love them, but I'm not that good at games. But
I think it's because you're distracted. You're like split.
I'm torn.
You're not like focusing on. I think I don't know.
That's definitely part of it.
Because you've played so much Sea of Thieves.
Well, it's true, but I'm not horrible at Sea of Thieves. I'm not the worst at Sea of Thieves.
You're not the worst at Sea of Thieves. No, I agree with that.
No, that could be a lot worse at Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And I'm not amazing. I'm not gonna like go in there and like blow people away, but I'm not awful.
You could be a lot worse.
Could be a lot worse. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was kind of the aside about Coyote being bad at games. But back to the presentation. We got Batman Arkham Shadow, which is a VR game. So, Randy, have fun with that.
It's a VR game, but it's on the Quest 3 only. And I don't have a Quest 3.
Right, yet. You will.
I want a Quest 3, but I just can't. Like, I have a PSVR 2. I have a Quest 2.
What can you play on that?
You can't play it. They're not coming there. It's not coming there.
No, I said, what can you play on that?
Oh, on PSVR 2?
Yeah.
Now it's coming to PC, so I guess you can play a lot of things. You can play whatever you want now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you won't have any
yeah.
You don't have all the cool features that make the PSVR 2 so cool. Oh, well.
All right. Next up, we got Street Fighter 6. It's getting a Fatal Fury crossover, which is cool and all. You get Terry, like, whatever. But they got M. Bison coming back. So those of you who are longtime Street Fighter fans, you know M. Bison has been the main antagonist of the series forever. And he was notably absent from Street Fighter 6. They kind of replaced him with a new bad guy. And he's coming back, and he looks so cool. So between that and the fact that they just released Akuma, I think I'm about to jump back into SF6.
Hey, if they're giving people reason to do it, I think the Fatal Fury crossover is interesting. We got like when they first showed this, they didn't really say what it was going to be. And I was like, oh, that's Terry. And we're like, is this a Fatal Fury game? And then they started introducing, showed it was a Street Fighter thing. Mm-hmm. Obviously a crossover. But then later on in the show, we got an actual Fatal Fury game.
We did. We got Fatal Fury City of the Wolves.
Yes. So
I've never played a Fatal Fury game.
Oh, no, me neither. But I mean, I'm only familiar. I really hadn't been introduced to the Fatal Fury franchise until Terry came to Smash.
Same here. You know, because I'm not a longtime fighting game fan.
No.
But I'll probably try out the Fatal Fury game.
I had like heard of it, but I really didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I still don't know much about Fatal Fury. Like what makes it different from other, like from Street Fighter. I don't know.
It's another one of those games.
It's another game.
It looked cool. It had some nice like cell shading and, you know, I'll probably try it out unless it just gets horrible reviews.
Yep. We got Blumhouse Games came out and, you know, Blumhouse is a horror people. They're going to be doing
horror people.
They're horror. You know,
oh, the horror.
They make horror movies. But Blumhouse Games is going to be making horror games now. And they announced kind of a slate of maybe like 5 or 6 horror games that they will be publishing.
Yeah, they released a trailer that showcased about 37 horror games. Then they were going so fast that I was watching the first one and it transitioned to the second one. And the second one was like this pixely thing. And I was like, holy crap, it like goes back and forth. I was like, that's so cool. And Randy was like, no, they're doing multiple games.
Yeah.
So for a second, you really had me.
I mean, I need to see more. I know that in, I think it was the whatever the presentation was after Summer Game Fest. It was the indie thing. I can't remember what that's called. But anyways, in that, I know they talked about more of these games. I need to go back and watch that because some of them looked interesting. I love horror games. I'm glad there's going to be more horror games out there. And these seem like, most of them seem like indie horror games.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Like they've rounded up some indie developers who are making cool horror games and they're just going to publish them. That's awesome.
That is awesome. All right, next up, we got one we're going to play. We're streaming this game, assuming that there is online co-op, and that is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. It's a beat 'em up.
Yeah, it looked exactly like aesthetically, just like Shredder's Revenge, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, which I really liked both aesthetically and gameplay wise. So I'm all in on this one.
Me too. And I bet there will be online co-op because it like a beat 'em up depends on co-op. You know, I think a modern beat 'em up's going to have that.
Yeah, beat 'em ups. If you ever play any old beat 'em ups, you know that they are very difficult. And what makes them not difficult is when you have like multiple people playing the game so that you can actually progress without just getting destroyed as you go through it.
Yes. So we're going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to save the world.
And they're very fun. I mean, Catherine and I played Shredder's Revenge and really liked it. So I'm excited to play this both on stream and probably with Catherine. I'll probably play it 2 different ways.
Heck yeah. Coming 2 different ways. All right, next up we got Mecha Break. It's getting a beta test date in August.
Woo!
Another mech game. I don't know. I got my mech fixed with Armored Core, so like I don't know, whatever.
This one looked cool, but it just looks like like it's a mech game.
Mecha Break. And early Mecha Break test gameplay footage I watched made it kind of seem like a hero shooter. Like the mechs, like it's not like Armored Core where you have like infinite possibilities with customization. It's like you pick a mech and it has a certain role and you play that role. So, you know, cool, I guess. Kind of looks like Gundam and people love that.
You have a game listed on here says The First Descendant. I don't even remember what that was.
The First Descendant is a free-to-play shooter deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one at all. I must have not left.
We probably talked through it.
Probably.
We decide kind of early in the trailers, like, we're going to talk through this one.
And then we do.
And then we just kind of act like assholes.
But one that I did notice, and I have been playing actually.
Captivated, he was.
Is Alan Wake 2 got DLC. It's called Night Springs. And it is a kind of like 3 miniature games. It's like a collection of 3 little games. You play as different protagonists. They have different story, different gameplay.
Are they completely like in a vacuum from Alan Wake?
So they take place in like an alternate dimension. They are not connected to Alan. They're connected to Alan Wake, but they are not like story. They're separate.
Gotcha.
They are separate. It's a little complex.
Because I wanted to do the one that has the control lady in it.
Yes. So I got this and I started playing it this morning. I already played through the first one.
If you check Discord, he's playing it right now, actually, at the time of filming this.
I told Daniel I have my time turner and I'm able to play video games while doing the podcast. I played the first one this morning. It was only about half an hour long, and it wasn't very good.
Excellent. Excellent.
It was weird. The story was kind of cool. The gameplay was like just taking down, like mowing down hordes of people, and then it was over.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah. I mean, maybe the other 2 will redeem it. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Okay. Well, next we got some stuff about Skate, which I know people are excited about. I never played Skate. I was a Tony Hawk Pro Skater kid.
Same.
But Skate's going to be free to play, and I will probably try it.
It's going to be free, and it's probably going to be, probably aggressively monetized, which kind of sucks, but at least it's going to be easy to get into. And maybe it will be like a game where you don't have to pay to enjoy the experience.
Think about how many little microtransaction cosmetics they can put in a skating game.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be like, all the different boards. It's going to be the different grip tapes. It's going to be the different wheels. Everything is going to be.
Everything you're wearing.
Oh God. I didn't even think about the shoes and the shirts.
Yeah. It's going to be wild.
That's how they're going to do it.
We're calling it Skate 2 aggressively microtransaction to hell.
But maybe it'll all be cheap.
That's the story here. That's the true story here.
It probably is.
All right.
right.
Well, tell them about something that actually matters.
Yeah, one thing that really matters is that Valorant is coming to consoles.
Damn, Randy, that was like caked in sarcasm. I'm really excited about this. Valorant, the number one most played esport. I don't care about this.
No,
I don't
I
care.
mean, it's cool. I didn't even realize that it was only on PC.
I didn't either.
You could have. The wool was pulled over my eyes, and
Yeah.
I didn't. That's how much I don't care about Valorant. I didn't even realize that it wasn't on consoles.
That's what I said in the stream. I was like, this wasn't on consoles shit.
Like I could have sworn it was.
Yeah.
It's coming to consoles now. So I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are excited because a lot of people don't have gaming PCs. So
Right.
it is. I mean, it's good news. I'm just don't care about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you about something you should care about. We stream on Twitch, y'all. We do it like 4 times a week minimum.
Mm-hmm.
We do it on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday. So we do it at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out with us. We play a lot of stuff. We do some just chattings. We get silly. We stream live events like this. I'm going to be doing the Xbox thing later. Randy's got to go put the gig in, gaming gig. So it's a fun place. Go hang out.
Absolutely. All right, continuing on with the announcements we got. Gosh, there's a whole bunch here.
Yeah, we should probably speed up a little bit.
We should probably just pick the ones that we're actually interested in. Oh, speaking of, well, I know we already talked about Killer Bean, but we do have a comment about Killer Bean, and I think it would be important to read this one.
Okay. Sean Getz. I think that's how you say that. Sean Getz. I taught a kid with the last name spelled that way, and it was Getz. Let me know if I got that right. Sean said, when the best game they showed was made by one person, I think that speaks volumes on the state of these companies and their inability to produce anything good with teams of hundreds of people and $400 million behind them. Upside down smiley emoji. C is being generous.
So gave the show, the Summer Game Fest, a C, and saying that the best game they showed was probably this Killer Bean game. I'm assuming.
Sean actually didn't name Killer Bean, but I'm assuming that's what Sean's talking about.
I'm assuming as well.
Yeah. But I'm with you, man. Like, Killer Bean looks freaking killer.
It looked really good. I think that probably for me, the most exciting game they showed was probably the Horizon Lego game. Because I think that's just the most interesting game that they showed because it being a PlayStation IP that's going to be on Switch.
Right.
And just the fact that we're getting a Horizon Lego game, which seems way out of left field.
Wait.
I think it's the most interesting game to me and therefore the most exciting. But if I had to put a number 2, like the game that I thought looked the most fun to play, Killer Bean.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Killer Bean looks so fun.
Yeah, it just looks super fun.
Yeah. Now, we kind of glossed over Delta Force Black
What is yeah.
To steal one of Heck's terms, it's a shooter man.
Okay.
I don't care about it. I was just being silly. Ooh. Moving on. Power World is getting an update. Power World gets a new island and new pals. That's pretty cool.
And I have to say, what they showed graphically looked really good. It looked better than I remember the game looking.
It did.
Of course, I think I was playing that on my old PC.
And it's in early access. So, like, it's probably changed quite a bit.
It probably has. I remember I had to set the graphic settings kind of low to play that game on my old PC. So maybe it just already looked better, but this looked like leagues better than I remember the game.
Maybe it's time to get back into Power World. Maybe it's time to actually get those guns.
I'll tell you, the thing that holds me back on Power World is that I don't like survival crafting games.
Yeah, I don't either.
And it's funny because this trailer showed like almost nothing about the game being a survival crafting game. They really focused on like the fighting of the pals and whatnot, which is a part of the game. But I would argue that a bulk of the game is crafting.
Well, that's the real progression.
Yeah,
is crafting and upgrading your base. And yeah, it's just not really my thing either. I wish it was, because I feel like people who love those games, I feel like they can they get so many hours out of it, and it just like hooks them. And I love that feeling, but I don't know. I just can't do it. Like, I'll tell you, V-Rising, I really wish that I thought I would like it, but I don't think I will because of all the crafting. But the gameplay looks fun. Like, it kind of looks Hades-esque.
Yeah.
And that seems fun.
I've watched some of our friends on Twitch stream it.
Yeah.
And I always am like, it looks interesting, but it also, I can just look at it and be like, I know I will not like this game.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I just know I'm like, this is not a game that I would enjoy personally. But it's cool that people can like it.
It is.
We already talked about the Fatal Fury getting a game. It's getting a game called City of the Wolves, and the art style looked really cool to me.
It did. It looked. Now, what made it look so cool?
It had like a. Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're getting at the jiggle physics. That was definitely on display, but it had a very I don't want to say graphic novel sort of art style that I thought looked really cool.
It did look cool, and I'll probably try it. Like I said, I think it looks cool, and I like to sample the new fighting games now because I casually enjoy fighting games. Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. We talked a little bit about it, but not a whole lot. So we've got a comment here from Determined Torres. Hit us with that, Coyote.
Said, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, go hard. Like Kingdom Valley, huh? More Sonic Heroes stages? Huh?
That must be a stage.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess.
I'm not super familiar. I'm not familiar with any of the Sonic Generations games.
Yeah, me neither.
I know this is a collection and remake/reworking. They're adding stuff to these games. It's like an expanded collection, I think.
I don't know nothing about it. I played Sonic Adventure 2 back in the day. Actually, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is what I played because that's what they called the GameCube port. And I loved it. And this game looked a lot like those games, which do with that what you will. Like it looked like a game from the GameCube at times, but not graphically, just gameplay-wise. And I loved that game. So maybe this is worth playing. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at on it.
Any last minute games that were shown that you want to get into before we start talking about the Xbox Game Showcase?
Well, I mean, I still think that Monster Hunter Wilds looks cool. And I still would like a group of friends to try it with when it drops. I may have to make new ones. I don't know. But it looks cool.
I would be willing to try it. The problem is I would have to pay for the game to try it. And having played a Monster Hunter game before, I'm not super excited to pay to play another game because I didn't really enjoy it.
Right.
That being said, if you are able to
the Switch one though, I know people loved it.
Yeah, if you're able to find Monster Hunter Rise, if it has crossplay,
it does.
Then
Rise. Sorry.
If Rise has crossplay, which I don't know if it does, but if you're able to get a copy for cheap of Monster Hunter Rise, maybe we could play it, and then maybe who knows, we might love it, and then it might convince us to try this one.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is almost always on sale because Capcom runs sales like crazy. So
yeah,
I probably can do that. Let's see.
Is it crossplay? That's the question. Or I mean, I guess you could technically get a Switch version if it's not, and we could try it. But
yeah, but it won't be as cheap.
True.
It's not crossplay. It's only crossplay within platform, which is not crossplay.
That's not crossplay. You can only play online within platform.
Yeah,
I know that it's gone to PC now. I think it's everywhere now.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely on PC.
It was a time Switch exclusive.
Another game that I don't want to gloss over is Screenbound. Screenbound is an indie game, and it caught my attention maybe at the Game Awards. I don't know when it was announced, but it was something we were streaming, I'm pretty sure. And it looks super cool. So if you're not familiar with it, you're in a 3D space, like a 3D platforming kind of deal. But you're playing a Game Boy, essentially. It's on your screen. Your character is holding and playing a Game Boy. And on that Game Boy, you basically have you platforming through the level that you're in 3D in a 2D plane. And there's certain things you can only see on the 2D part and certain things you can only see on the 3D part. So you got to watch both. And that looks super unique to me.
Yeah, I am interested. I got to check that out. They didn't show Screenbound on the Summer Game Fest, did they?
No, but it's in the Indie Showcase.
Oh, the thing that happened after. I don't remember seeing this at all.
No, it's in the Indie Showcase. I guess I broke the rules there, but it looks cool. It deserves attention.
Rules. All right. Speaking of breaking the rules, something that is not going to break the rules is if you join our Discord server. That was a good segue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Great. We have a Discord server. We'd love for you to be a member. It's, of course, free, and it's just a cool place to hang out and talk video games. So there is an invite link in the description of this podcast, wherever you get it. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. And now we're going to move on to talking about this Xbox Game Showcase, but this is crazy. So it's 2024. We're using this technological magic that we have. The Xbox Game Showcase ain't happened yet at the time of recording us right now.
Right now.
But it's going to happen.
It's about to happen.
In less than 2 hours, it's going to happen. And I'm going to stream it. Randy's going to have to go play a gig, and then he's going to come home and watch it. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add on to this podcast. So it would be kind of funny if we made some predictions right now. Although people who don't watch the whole podcast will shit on us in the comments for being wrong. if they don't catch.
Well, they know right now what we're doing. We're saying we're going to do predictions. I predict that we are going to see some new hardware from Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I think we're going to see the digital version of the Xbox Series X.
I think that's a stupid prediction. I think we are going to see, Bungie return to the helm of Halo, and they're going to bring Halo to the Game Boy Advance.
Well, then.
I'm just kidding. I think we're going to get new hardware as well. I hope it's the handheld. I will freaking pop off if it's a handheld.
If we get an Xbox handheld,
I will pop off.
Well, I guess we should toss it over to future Randy and Daniel, who are going to be talking about what actually happened.
Yeah. So, future guys, did we get that handheld?
Well, we didn't get the damn handheld, Randy.
Nope, didn't get it. But I have to say, our prediction of getting a digital-only Xbox Series X, now that did come true.
And what a blessing.
Oh, yeah, such a blessing. But I was surprised because it wasn't just a digital-only Xbox Series X. We also got a revision of the current Series X and the current Series S. So, everything's getting changed.
And one of them is like a galaxy themed, full of stars glitter box.
Yes, that's the special edition of the new Xbox Series X with the disc.
Right.
And
what more could you want out of a console than to be, glittery?
Honestly, it looked cool. It has a green base. It comes with a special controller. And it comes with 2 terabyte hard drive, and the Xbox Series S is getting upgraded to a 1 terabyte instead of the I think it had 512 gigs or something.
Yeah.
So basically the current Xboxes are getting doubled their onboard storage, and then we're getting this all digital Series X, which I think is the least exciting of the 3, even though it's the newest one.
Yeah, I got to say, I didn't really care about that. You knew that me going into that, the only thing I was going to care about is if they released a handheld, and they didn't.
No handheld.
I did not necessarily care about the hardware. But
no, I mean, we talked about hardware, but really this was, they showed a lot of games.
That's what I was going to say. I may have not been, exactly blown away by the hardware, but I was undeniably entertained by the games.
Yeah, I've really been surprised at how positive the reception has been about this. It seems like people were pretty impressed with this Xbox showcase. It kind of reminds me of the Xbox showcase we got back in I think it was 2020. That was also really, really good.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of games shown. What games stood out to you? Which ones do you want to talk about? Because I have not seen the showcase. I've read articles about everything that was announced. So I know what got announced, but I haven't actually watched any of the trailers yet.
Do you want me to just go whole hog and just tell you what got me to pop off?
Well, I mean, we can go down the list.
In order here. I mean,
we can go in order.
We can start with what didn't make me pop off on sideways, forward, back, don't matter none. I did not care and do not care about Black Ops 6.
Yeah. I don't know I'm not a Call of Duty person, as we know. If you listen to the podcast, if any of you guys have listened to the podcast in the past, you know that I don't care about Call of Duty. Daniel doesn't care about Call of Duty. So of course not. That being said, if it's going to be on Game Pass, I could see myself trying the campaign just to see what it's like, just to see what is the current state of Call of Duty. If I could have a $0, try it out sort of deal.
I could see myself doing that if there was a another reason to currently have Game Pass. Maybe.
Right.
But I'm definitely not going to be playing. I feel pretty certain I won't even be doing that, but I'm definitely not going to be playing, Black Ops multiplayer or anything like that. It's just not my thing.
No.
I think I could maybe enjoy the zombies modes, though.
They were fun back in the day. I don't remember what the very first Call of Duty with zombies on it, but that was fun. And then I remember that even the next one was fun. I played multiple versions of Call of Duty and played the zombies, and it was fun.
Yeah.
So we also got that trailer for that rumored Doom game. Remember I told you a while back that there was a rumor about a Dark Age period Doom game, and you're like, what are you talking about?
I do remember.
This was it.
And it looks freaking awesome.
I need to watch the trailer. I really don't know. I see it's called Doom the Dark Ages. No, I see it's called Doom the Dark Ages, so I know that it's I know it's what the rumor was.
Dude,
So
it looks awesome. You're
I gotta
right.
watch it.
We
I
need
still
to play Eternal.
I need to play Eternal. I own it. It's on the shelf over there. I just haven't played it.
Yeah,
So
it
we'll
looks
get there.
so sick. He's got like well anyway, I'll just let you watch it.
I'll watch the trailer. I'm sure it looks epic.
You're gonna like
I'm
that.
excited. I really loved. Was it Doom 2016? I think was when that game came out.
I
I
think
like
so.
that game a lot. That was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to play Eternal. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we need to.
What
Not
else
that
on this list?
I was just gonna say
Oh, sorry.
I don't know necessarily how important it is to know the story continuity from Doom game to Doom game, but I will know it.
Especially since this one seems to be kind of a departure, or at least I'm assuming if it's Dark Ages. I mean, who knows? I don't know how that's going to be. I don't think this does the story matter in Doom. Is there even really a story?
No, I don't think it matters.
I don't think so.
I mean, there are just certain games where the story doesn't matter. I think Doom's one of them.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I did play Doom 2016. I really liked it. I don't remember the story, if there even was one. That is not an important factor of Doom. It's all about the gameplay.
I remember I did a lot on Mars and ended up in hell.
That's right. Same. I remember that.
Yeah.
So other things on this list, like I'm just looking down the list. We're not going to cover everything because like I don't care that we're talking about that they showed the Starfield expansion. I don't care about that. What else is interesting out here?
Dragon Age Veilguard, we got another look at that.
Okay.
You know,
It looked cool.
it looked cool. Yeah. Looked cool, but I mean, I haven't played a Dragon Age game since Origins, so I don't know that it's necessarily for me, but it did look cool. Yeah.
Oh, first like real good trailer of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. What was that like?
It looked really good. It looked very
Yeah.
good. The graphics look great. The animations look cool. I don't really understand, like, so is Snake Eater, I thought there had already been a Snake Eater.
I think this is
this a remake?
This is a remake, yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. It looked cool. I don't know. I haven't really played Metal Gear Solid ever, so I don't really know how to tell you how it might stack up, but I thought it looked cool.
Also getting its first trailer is, well, I mean, like, or first, like, real trailer is Perfect Dark. What was that look like? I'm not a Perfect Dark, like, I didn't play it back on, was it N64?
N64.
Yeah, I didn't play it, although I think I may have owned it at one point. I haven't played it.
Yeah, I haven't played it either, and I didn't know that's what it was, even though they referred to, like, an Agent Dark multiple times in the trailer. I didn't realize that's what it was.
Okay.
But I remember thinking, like, you know, probably not for me, but it looks kind of neat. And then once they told us it was Perfect Dark, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, and that was pretty much my reaction.
So am I correct in thinking that Perfect Dark, this is like Rare did Perfect Dark, but am I right about that? I'm not crazy in thinking that Perfect Dark was Rare.
I don't know how rare it was, but I'm going to say that we're right on that.
Because in my mind, like, it was the game that came after, like, it was, you know, GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye, right? And then after that, the next game, instead of it being a James Bond game, was like, maybe it was supposed to be a James Bond game or something like that, but they had to like change it. Couldn't get the IP, so they created Perfect Dark.
I think it's something like that. It's some sort of IP dispute / debacle. Yeah.
Right. Something like that. So, but I don't think Rare is working on this Perfect Dark game, right? I don't think it's Rare.
I sure as hell hope not, because they need to be fixing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think that they are all hands on deck, you know, pun intended there, with Sea of Thieves.
All right. We also got Fable getting a gameplay trailer and a release window, the next Fable, and they're just calling it Fable.
You're just calling it Fable instead of what, Fable 4? Would it be Fable 4?
47. I don't know.
Wonder how did that look? I know lots of people were not very happy with the last Fable trailer.
I thought it looked cool. It looked high quality. I've never played a Fable game. But you know, it obviously had some charm about it and a little bit of humor, and I appreciated that. And Opti was really excited.
Well, that's awesome. I did play Fable 2 and 3. I really liked Fable 2. Not so big of a fan of Fable 3. I'm interested in it. I need to see more. I need to go back and watch this trailer.
Yeah.
I see also Microsoft Flight Simulator got a new 2024. I guess that's a new game, right? It's not Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Now it's 2024.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess it's a new game. I can't say I caught that in the moment. I don't think anybody in chat did either. I think we all thought it was just an update to Microsoft Flight Simulator. But yeah, the way this article we're looking at is being phrased, I think it is a new game, and it looked very impressive. And we spent the trailer kind of discussing like who would I guess I don't understand who the market is for people who want to like fly commercial airlines in a video game. You know,
Ooh, have you played Microsoft Flight Simulator?
And I'm thinking maybe I should because I really don't. I mean, I understand
Game
Flight
Pass.
Simulator. I know, and I have it right now. I mean, I understand flight simulators. Like I played those when I was a kid because my dad had one.
Yeah.
So maybe there's nothing that I'm not getting, but it seems like you can do anything that involves aviation in that game.
It's super fun, dude. It is super cool. I mean, you got to be like a nerd. You got to be like a plane nerd to really like it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so much fun. I played it back in 2020 of course, I played Microsoft Flight Simulator, the OG one, and then I played, I think it was called Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Yeah.
And then I played the 2020. I've played a lot of the Microsoft Flight Simulators, and I love those games.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently you're getting a new one, and it looked cool.
And I even played the competitor.
You can crop dust.
What was the competitor, or it might still be a competitor? I don't remember what it was. That was also really, really good.
Probably Apple's Aviation.
No, I'm going to Google search it.
Okay.
It was so much fun. In fact, it was better than Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I can't remember what it was called. It's been years since I played it. Gosh, I don't know. I'll have to look it up later, but it was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
I'll tell you what else was super fun. Holy segue, Batman. The trailer for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Did it look good? I've been worried about that game.
It did. It looked good. The trailer, they showed like a big cinematic trailer, and it was a little too long, but it had some good humor in it. I thought it was funny. Also, I don't know who the voice actor is for Indy. Clearly. Oh, you know?
Do you know? You really don't know who it is?
No.
It's Troy Baker.
Is it really Troy Baker?
It's Troy Baker. Yeah.
Well, he's doing an excellent Harrison Ford impression. Troy Baker, I'm telling you what, that man is a wizard.
Yeah.
I love Troy Baker. Troy, if you're
I'm
watching,
like
I love you.
Positive. I'm actually, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm 99.9%. I'm going to Google search it just so I don't feel dumb. Yeah, it is. It's Troy Baker.
That is amazing. Well, then we actually did get some gameplay is what I was going to say, and it all looked good.
But it's still weirded me out because it's like I think of Indiana Jones. My first gaming thing I think about is Uncharted, because obviously Uncharted is like the video game version. Like Nathan Drake is the video game version of Indiana Jones in many ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that this is a first person game. I just have it ingrained in my head that this Uncharted experience needs to be third person. And I know it's not Uncharted, but I don't know. I can't. The first person thing's throwing me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see where you're coming from, but it looked good. So just go back and watch it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with first person
watch
games.
The whole showcase, but
maybe I will. All
right. Next up, we got Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred expansion.
I don't care nothing about Diablo 4.
Me neither.
I'm sure people who play Diablo 4 are excited about it.
Yeah, I know that Diablo 4 kind of got crapped on upon release, but chat in the stream told me that it had kind of been fixed, so I don't know.
Okay. The next game on this list here, this Claire Obscure Expedition 33, I saw a little bit about that. The art style on that looked phenomenal. I thought that looked so cool.
That's a really cool looking game.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see more from that. It looked really cool.
I want to go back and watch some of that stuff and just see what it's like, because the art style really intrigued me. But we also, it looks like there was another trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, we got one for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and if you were watching the stream, you saw me upon the introduction of the trailer. I was like, "Oh, this is just Ghost of Tsushima," and then we realized it was Assassin's Creed. So,
well, of course, it's not Ghost of Tsushima in an Xbox showcase, Daniel.
Well,
But
I understood that it wasn't actually Ghost of Tsushima, Randy. Clearly, that game's not new now.
no, but yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. We've talked about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know it's Ubisoft. They're gonna have to win. They've screwed up so much. They're gonna have to win people over. And I don't know. This is a Assassin's Creed has a lot of ground to make up. I hope that this does some. I hope that this does make up some ground for them, but only time will tell.
Right. I agree. I wish them the best of luck, and if people say it's great, maybe I'll play it.
Well, I've
okay.
told you that the last Assassin's Creed was great, but you refused to play that. So,
But you're just a
Maybe.
person. I need like multiple people. I need a lot of people, you know. I need to be like inundated with people telling me Assassin's Creed is good again. Like everywhere I go, I need to be told that. My students need to tell me that. My coworkers need to tell me that. And you need to tell me that, but you already do. But you're the only one.
but I already do.
All right. So, Randy.
What were you gonna say? Okay, hit me.
What do you mean? What was I going to say?
I know exactly what you're gonna say because I'm looking at the list. I know the next thing, and I know this is something that you're super pumped about.
Randy. We got Gears of War. We got a freaking prequel.
I know, isn't
A
it
prequel.
wild?
And they went back to calling it Gears of War instead of just Gears.
Just Gears.
Like,
I know.
my boys, Marcus and Dom. Dom is back from the dead.
Well,
Like,
it's a before, so yeah.
well, I know that, but
That's the way
I'm just
prequels
telling you,
work. It's
Randy.
not
I saw
back
the man die. Okay, and I am so excited about this. This is the best thing they could have possibly done with Gears.
Yeah, I think that Gears 4 and 5 seem to have lost a lot of fans through one or both of those games.
Yeah,
And this seems to be an attempt to be like, you guys who left, please come back. Just come back to Gears of War. We're calling it Gears of War again. And it's a prequel. All the people you love from the first game, it's here.
yeah.
That's great.
Now I actually really like Gears 4, but you know, I know
Not
not
everyone
everybody
does
did.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate the story mode in Gears 5, but I didn't love it. And the Horde mode, which is my favorite thing, sucked upon launch of Gears 5. They fixed it eventually, but it took a while. So they kind of did like a Payday. Like they released like a way inferior version of like the same mode, you know. But
Yep.
so I would have played anything. Like anything Gears that they gave me, I would have been like, okay, I'll play it. But this is the best thing they could have possibly done. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I figured that this has got to be your number one thing from the. I was reading through it, and I thought this has got to be Daniel's number one thing, right?
I think it might be my favorite. I don't. It might be my favorite video game announcement of the year. It is.
Yeah,
That's so cool. So cool.
that is awesome. I'm excited for you as a non Gears of War player. I'm still super excited for you.
Thank you.
So,
I hope they put a freaking amazing Horde mode in it.
I'm sure they will, Daniel. I'm sure they will. So looks like we got a story trailer for Avowed, which is Obsidian's RPG.
Yeah.
That game has just looked so generic to me. Did this trailer look any good at all?
I thought it looked good. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, like it's an Elder Scrolls esque thing. Like clearly, they're going for like an Elder Scrolls adjacent style. But yes, this trailer, I thought it looked good. And I'm with you. Like in previous trailers, I really thought it was really generic and kind of bare bones, and I didn't love it.
Yes.
I liked it this time because I saw it. My first impression was like, "Oh my god! Like, are we getting a look at Elder Scrolls 6?" You know, and then I was like, "Oh, it's definitely Avowed." You know, but that's a good thing.
No, that's definitely a good thing. I like maybe they can do maybe this trailer made it look a little more unique and like let you know what Avowed brings to the table that, you know, the Elder Scrolls hasn't already done, you know. And I don't know. I'm interested to see what this looks like. I don't know how hyped I am for Avowed, just to be honest, but I'm glad that this trailer looked good.
Yeah. All right. We also got Life is Strange Double Exposure.
This was one that also like I saw that this is the character from the first Life is Strange game, like a continuation of that story. I haven't played Life is Strange, so I don't know anything about that. That's just what I heard. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I haven't played that either, but I know that people love Life is Strange, so good for them.
Yeah. So I'm looking through this. There's not the Age of Mythology. I don't know what that is.
It looks like an Age of Empires offshoot that uses mythology, and honestly, it looked real cool.
Oh, that's cool. That is
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know if it's from the same people or what, but it's an RTS like that. So
Okay.
it honestly
awesome.
looked really neat.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that and see, because old Age of Empires, back in the day, I think it was Age of Empires 2.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really liked that game, but it's been so long since I played one of these games. I'm not sure if I would still like it, because I was a kid,
Right.
Then looking here, and then basically that is it. The Black Ops 6 stuff,
Mm-hmm. Black Ops 6 stuff. I got off at that point and played Sea of Thieves. So
You didn't keep watching the Black Ops 6 whole shindig.
nope. Me and BCS played Sea of Thieves.
Well, that's nice.
Yep.
Um,
It was a great time.
well, any other? I mean, like, what would you? This is not related to the discussion per se, but I guess it
Okay.
is. And that
Alrighty.
if you were to give this a letter grade, what grade would you give Xbox here?
S.
S. This was S tier.
This is S tier. This is the best direct or presentation of that sort that I've seen in a long time. And
Yeah,
they
I wish
gave
I
me
could have
a
been there to
prequel
see it.
to Gears of War.
Yeah,
That's
all it
S
really
tier.
takes.
If the rest of it was Tim Howard farting on stage, and then they gave me a Gears of War prequel, I'd give it an S tier. Okay.
I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. You just give the one game. To me, this scene, I need to go back and watch it. Obviously, I haven't watched it. I missed it. I was playing a gig. You got to watch this. I was so disappointed that I couldn't be there for it. But, to me, I'm looking at this and I need to just go back and watch it, because a lot of these things were things we knew. There was hardly the only like games that seemed like new announcements we didn't know about before was the Doom game and of course the Gears of War thing.
Yeah.
There may have
And
been something else.
And
that
they
I
both
missed.
look so cool. Like,
Yeah.
the Doom thing looks awesome, and Gears
Mhm.
looks awesome.
But of course, the Doom thing got leaked, so I knew about it in advance.
And Doom is also, that's not an Xbox exclusive. But
No.
unless they decide
Well,
to make
yeah,
it
and-
not
and-
so,
I mean,
It's-
like, it's Bethesda, so I mean, like, Bethesda is Xbox, so they may keep it there now.
I'm
it
pretty
just hasn't been in the
positive-
past.
I'm pretty positive I saw a PlayStation
No,
channel
really,
post a trailer.
no kidding. I'm gonna look
Was
at
it
the end
Doom?
of the trailer.
Dark Ages.
I'm gonna look at the end of the trailer to see what it shows for what console it's coming to. Coming 2025. Okay, come on, speed up. Coming to Game Pass, Series X, Steam, PS5. Okay.
Yep. PlayStation posted the trailer 3 hours ago too.
So this is I think is this the first one we've seen where it's a big, like Xbox game that we didn't know if it was going to be multi-platform. Like Doom games has obviously been multi-platform in the past. We weren't sure about what this was going to be. It's going to be multi-platform. It's an interesting thing here.
I don't know. It might be the first big, Bethesda release that.
Because the one that comes to mind immediately when I think of Bethesda games that would have normally been multi-platform but aren't anymore is like, say, Starfield.
Mhm.
I know
Right.
like Starfield obviously is a new franchise, so it it hasn't historically been multi-plat, but Bethesda games in general were. So
Right.
I would have almost thought that this would be an Xbox exclusive. The fact that it's not is, I think, really interesting and shows what Microsoft's kind of game plan is going to be.
Yeah, their game plan is to ride on the backs of a Gears of War prequel as Marcus Phoenix prints money himself.
Well, I mean, that's definitely a tactic that they can do, but on a more realistic note, I mean, it's obvious that Xbox doesn't really care much about being like, locking things down to their console, because they're already on PC, everything on PC.
Right.
So
And cloud. They're you can get them everywhere. And they said that in the presentation. They made a point of saying like, we want to be where you play your games everywhere, on console,
Yeah.
PC, and anywhere on the cloud.
yeah.
That was
Interesting.
in there somewhere.
And there's all these rumors that we're going to get more Xbox. We've already just got a big wave of Xbox games go multi-plat. Sea of Thieves, Pentiment. What was the
Hi-Fi
other
Rush.
one? Hi-Fi Rush, yeah. and one more. Oh, Grounded.
Grounded.
And there is the rumors are that they are working on the next wave of games to do this. And those games are, the rumors suggest Microsoft Flight Simulator, like the one that came out in 2020. That's one of them. Another one is oddly enough, did you hear about a remastered version of the first Halo game, Combat Evolved?
I did hear about that.
That's going to be weird if that happens.
Dude, that's insane that you could, boot up a game that's got just to boot up Halo on a PlayStation would be crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be, if that happens, and I kind of think it probably is, to be honest. I think they're going to test the waters with something. I think that's a really good, interesting thing there to test. They're not putting like the full on like Master Chief Collection. They're going to put out like a new version of the original game and see how that goes. If the rumors are correct. Right. And then we'll just go from there. I'm really interested in seeing what happens with this.
I'm almost surprised you can't play like Halo Infinite multiplayer. Well, nah, I don't know. I am, and
that's the thing. That's the thing we talked about in the past. I think we had that conversation like forever ago about how that would be cool to see go multiplayer. Would be the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very interesting.
Cool. Those PlayStation players with their gyro are going to be whooping some ass. That's all I'm saying.
No kidding. That's when they need that new. I really thought that there was a chance we might see that new Xbox controller that had gyro. That didn't happen. So,
dude, that would have been awesome too.
Speaking of anything that you were hoping to see that we didn't get in this, like something you were like jonesing to see from Xbox.
The only thing that I was there are about two things that I jones for from Xbox, and that is a handheld that's nailed the software. And Gears of War stuff. So, no, I don't have any complaints. And
I'm surprised
what I love to see, like, I don't know, what I love to see Bethesda like give me some sort of positive news in the direction of an Elder Scrolls or even a Fallout.
That's what I was gonna say. Elder Scrolls 6. Like nothing. Like all we've got is that weird like fake like CG like title screen thing. That's all we've got.
Yeah. But we know it's coming, and that's going to be such big news. Like, they could almost have its own thing. Like that's going to be huge.
It's probably still very early days on that too, because we got to figure like they really didn't start work on that properly until they're done with Starfield, and they just are putting out the expansion of Starfield. And I think they're not going to be finished with that until they're done. So like it's probably still very early with Elder Scrolls 6. So they may not have anything to show.
Yeah, it's going to be like the. I don't know. It's going to be forever. It's going to be a long time, I'm afraid.
It's going to be a long time. And then who knows what's going to happen with Fallout,
God,
who knows?
I wish they just... They should just gift it to Obsidian.
Obsidian's doing their own thing now, But now that they're both under the same banner, like maybe it can happen. Maybe it can happen now.
Yep. Would love that.
I don't know what the relationship is between Obsidian and Bethesda. I don't know. But they're, now they're under the same roof.
Yeah. I love the idea of Tim just like grabbing a bunch of papers and outlines and like rushing out in the hallway and just like knocking like 3 doors down and then being like, hey guys, we're struggling to get these games out. Like y'all made New Vegas. You did such a good job. Like, can y'all just help us out? And they just like take his blueprints and run with it. That's my headcanon.
Sure. That's exactly what would happen.
Tim's all right, like, thanks, man. We still going to happy hour later? And they're like, yeah, we'll see you there.
Any last minute thoughts on the Xbox game showcase? Before we send it back to past Randy and Daniel?
That's what I was going to say, man. I think we just need to kick it over to past Randy and Daniel and let them take us out.
Well, Randy and Daniel from the future, that was a very riveting discussion about the Xbox game showcase.
Yeah, I liked the way you guys said all these smart things.
Super smart. Well, guys, look, if you hung out with us this entire time, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, and it's not easy. But before we go into how we reward you for doing that, I just want to mention we are about to film us a bonus episode. So if you would like access to the bonus episode that we do every week, you need to become a YouTube member. So click that join, and you're going to get like the sickest bonus episode you could ever get on a weekly basis. Okay. And we sure do appreciate anybody who's already done that.
Yeah, if you're a member of the podcast channel or just considering becoming a member, thank you so much for supporting us. We really couldn't do this without you. But
We wouldn't.
whether you are able to do that or not, one way that you can get shouted out at the end of every episode we do is by joining the 3 for Dale Club. That's free.
Yeah, it's free and legal. And the way you join the 3 for Dale Club is you leave us a comment and you say whatever the heck you want to say. Make sure you include the phrase 3 for Dale.
Yeah, that's
okay?
our secret code phrase. We look for everyone who puts that in their comment and we shout you out. Today we're starting things off with D18, who said 3 for Dale. Might need to do some Googling because I'm really curious what percentage of players were still going on last gen 4 years ago with the previous consoles. 50% seems like a lot, but it would also not be surprised if it was somewhat close to that in the past. Yes, the fence I'm sitting on here is quite comfy.
Well, I'm glad it's comfy. Omaha to you. And yeah, I agree. 50% does seem like a lot. And that would be interesting to see.
Yeah, so last week we talked about
Hashtag
this.
statistics.
Yeah, last week we talked about how 50% of PlayStation players are still on PS4 according to Sony.
Right.
Which is kind of wild.
All right. Next up, we got Heck Vetica Games. Your friend and mine. Heck said 3 for Dale. I'm imagining a grumpy grandpa shaking his fist in the air at them dang kids and their Fortnites while talking about PS5 sales.
Because I suppose that maybe the reason PS4 is still so popular is because games like Fortnite are so popular and you don't need the newest generation consoles to play those games.
Yeah. Grandpa blamed Fortnite.
Yeah.
All right, close us out.
Actually, this isn't the last one. I noticed Tom Derry posted his 3 for Dale as a reply to one of his comments.
No.
So you just missed it. I knew Daniel would miss this when I saw it. So
Yeah, I don't ever, when I'm making the outline, I don't click into the replies. I just look at the base comments.
So Tom, I want you to know that Daniel just he ignored you. I'm sorry.
I did ignore you. I'm sorry. You didn't follow the rules.
You can't 3 for Dale as a reply, Tom.
No, you can do that. Honestly, a lot of times I do click into replies and look for that because I've caught some in the past. But today we recorded an hour earlier. I was tired because we had a crazy day yesterday and I was trying to go fast. And so I just missed it.
But for real, finishing it off today is Dale himself, Landon Stallings, who threw his 3 for Dale in there. Landon, thank you for always being there for us, man.
Absolutely. We
Really
appreciate all
that.
y'all.
Yep. All right, guys.
Alrighty then.
Well, until next time, I'm Randy.
Which makes me Daniel.
This has been Gaming Gig.
Peace out.